Stop idealizing Spain. It's wonderful, but you should emigrate without overly high expectations. The world right now isn't perfect anywhere, so I'm going to talk to you about emigrating without idealizing it. A bit more unfiltered truth about what this life is really like. Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Anita Mateo, Cuban living in Galicia, Spain. And I have a YouTube channel, which is this YouTube channel, and I invite you to subscribe. Click here, click down below, where I talk about my experience emigrating. Have you been able to see my progress in this country, all the things I've been through, all my immigration procedures? How do I adapt to the culture? Anyway, a lot of those things. And today, as you read in the title, we're going to talk about a very important topic because I think it's really important to clarify the situation. Since I've been here in Galicia, a lot of people have written to me, and I know that many people have come here because of me, my videos, and the beautiful things I share about Galicia. But today we're going to break down this whole idealized idea. We're going to be realistic about both Galicia and Spain. Because the other day I was talking to one of your followers on Instagram, and she was telling me that she came to Coruña because of me. And some of her Latin acquaintances have also come for the same reason, just like in Carvalho. Other friends told me that some Cubans who were previously in Barcelona came here just because of me. Because I said so, because I talk about this place and they say, well, this girl says this place is good, it's cheap, let's go there. And it turns out that many people come here maybe idealizing those kinds of things and end up disappointed. I mean, the girl told me, yeah, I have some friends who came to Coruña and they're totally disappointed. That it's boring, rainy, expensive, and similar things. And today we're going to clear up this topic because I have several things to say about it. So let's get started. Let's take away some of the idealization about this idea of emigrating. Number one, look, something we all have in common. I think we all emigrate from countries that are in very bad conditions, and when we come to Europe, we have Europe way too idealized. And I think that's already a mistake. I think we need to come not expecting the best, but just something normal, you know? You may also face difficulties and struggles here. I don't think we should come with the idea that we're gonna be 100% super well, right? I think that's wrong because, honestly, every experience is totally different. Here, we all have different lives. You can't compare your life to mine, and I can't compare mine to someone else's. There's no magic formula. What I've done isn't a step-by-step guide to follow. Because this has been my experience, my life, and that's exactly how I've always said it and told it. This doesn't guarantee it will work or turn out the same for you. I'm simply giving you advice and tips that have worked for me that might also work for you. But your life isn't going to be 100% the same as mine. Let's talk about my personal experience. Like many others, I arrived here full of dreams, maybe idealizing things a bit, but that's inevitable. But I arrived completely undocumented, and I got my papers little by little, doing all my paperwork and things step by step, and that kind of helped me, you know? Being undocumented is horrible. It's very hard to get a job and to do anything in general. But once I got my papers, everything became a little easier. Emigrating without documents, I'm telling you, is extremely difficult. Don't expect to arrive and find a job immediately. That's not how it works. I also have an advantage I've always mentioned. I work on social media, and it's not just me. There are other people too who have this privilege of a community that supports them. Social media, being able to work with social media. But not everyone has this. If you don't have this job on social media, maybe you aren't involved. Your profession is being a carpenter. Obviously, your process won't be the same as mine. You have to look for a job as a carpenter. You won't be able to. You can eventually work from home or start your own business, just not right away. So you can't follow everything I say 100%, you know? It's not like you're the same as me or I'm the same as someone else. If I'm watching a video of someone who is, I don't know, a real estate agent showing me the incredible life in Barcelona, here I am thinking I'll move to Barcelona to live like him, but I won't since I'm not a real estate agent. I don't have the same life he has. And I haven't gone through all the things that person went through to get there either. So I don't think it's right to move somewhere just because so-and-so says so. You need to do much more before picking a place to live. It's not like I've succeeded and I'm enjoying myself effortlessly either. I didn't build this from Cuba so that when I got here I could keep living off of it. I didn't even think about that. I arrived with no plans to keep working on social media, so everything has surprised me since I kept working consistently. And I said, well, maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. But I didn't come here idealizing being an influencer, so to speak, in Spain. Something else we have to keep in mind when emigrating is that not all of us have the same reality. You see others' lives. Ignore this mess. I need to do the dishes. On social media, you often just see the highlights of others' lives and think, wow, their life is amazing. But remember that people only want to show one part of their life. They don't show you the bad things, at least not everyone does. At least I've never shown you the days I've been. Some days are just sad. Sometimes I say I'm tired of the rain or that I don't feel like working, you know? Some days I feel unmotivated and frustrated, but I don't show that or make videos about it. I made a video for you about what excites me, things I love, and what I enjoy about Galicia. Because that's what I want to show at that moment. Because I don't know, I feel like it's more positive content, more pleasant, more motivating. But remember that it's not always the reality. You're only seeing 5%. The other 5% is hidden from you. And another thing is that not all of us have the same profession. Imagine that you're an electrical engineer and you move to a town because your cousin told you to go to that town. But in that town, they aren't hiring electrical engineers, so you'll be disappointed since you can't work in your field. I don't think you have to go just because someone says so. Always do your research first, whether you work as a doctor, a construction worker, a waiter, or a teacher. Each person's path will be different, including mine as a social media content creator. Before moving, remember these essentials. Let's discuss Galicia. I'll tell you about it. Although this applies to anywhere. Let's change this setting. I don't like this mess. Seriously, don't look at the kitchen mess. Here's all my washed but unsorted laundry, but I'll just cover it up. Things you should keep in mind before emigrating. Number 1, research the climate. If you're someone who likes the sun, if you're from the Caribbean, you don't want to go to a rainy place. Avoid that place unless you enjoy it, otherwise you'll feel depressed. Personally, I like this climate here. I like it. I like cloudy days. Too much of anything isn't good. I've complained at times, but overall I like it. I prefer cloudy days over having heat all year round. I don't like heat all year, so that's why, for me, I've always said that I like Galicia because of that, but I know that many people don't like it for the same reason. Finding a job isn't easy, especially for those of us from countries where our degrees aren't accepted here. You'll have to handle whatever comes up, and sometimes you'll find yourself somewhere with little work. For example, I live in a small town. You can visit, but finding work might be difficult. I work in social media and have always told you I don't have experience handing out resumes, of having several jobs, of knowing what the job market is like. Yes, I have friends who have come here and they've all found work. Sooner or later, they found it. It's not what they dream of, it's not what they want to do forever. But they found it while they wait for their degrees to be recognized or until they can find something better. Always check first. You can't just go anywhere. Honestly, I was shocked by what that girl said. No, some friends came because you told them to. Why would they just listen to me, just one person? They have to look into a lot of factors first. That's what I would do. For example, the language. It depends if you're going to a country with a different language. You already know that you're going to have a hard time there, honey, because you'll have to learn the language. You'll have to fit in yourself since you're the one coming from outside, not the others to you. Here in Galicia, for example, they speak Galician. It's not especially impressive or essential to know, but many people will speak to you in Galician. And it's part of how to blend into society. You have to understand them. You might have to maybe, if you are, for example, a waiter and the customer comes and speaks to you in Galician, you have to understand them. Because that person is from here and speaks like that, and you are the one coming from outside. You are the one who has to adapt and understand the customs, the language, and the things from here. And you can't complain about that. Another thing is the paperwork and bureaucracy. Yes, Spain is slow. Spain is very slow with paperwork and bureaucracy here. Everything takes time, months or even over a year for everything. You must schedule an appointment ahead of time. Walk-ins aren't accepted. It's difficult, for example. But let me tell you something. For example, in Spain, you must register your address each time you move to a new place. Some places, like the Canary Islands, are crowded with people who emigrate, Cubans, Latinos, and others from around the world. You need to make an appointment to register your address there, and getting one takes a long time. Now here in Carvalho, where I live, I can wake up today and say, I'm going to register my address. At 10 in the morning, I go and register, no appointment needed. But that depends on the place. Not all places are the same. Housing. The girl I spoke to said those who moved to Coruña because of me were very disappointed. Because they say Coruña was very expensive. And well, yes, that's exactly right. First, I don't live in Coruña and never said it's cheap. Maybe they got that from my videos. But I've always said that I live in a town in Galicia, near Coruña, but it's not Coruña. Coruña has raised its prices a lot. Honestly, it's very expensive. My dream was to move to Coruña, but I haven't because it's so costly. I haven't had the chance, and I don't want to spend so much on an expensive apartment in Coruña when I'm comfortable here, and maybe many people in towns near Coruña also have similar prices. You'd need to go farther away, but that means moving to a small town with possibly fewer opportunities. It's complicated, honestly, and don't idealize anything, don't think that way. Look, Madrid and Barcelona, those places are extremely more expensive, but that doesn't mean it's not expensive here. There are very expensive places here too. Oleiros, Coruña, Santiago, Vigo, these are cities where rents are quite expensive. You can't afford a city apartment alone, that's crazy. You need to share at least. The main mistake here is idealizing a place and relying solely on one person's opinion. When we idealize a place, we're already putting expectations on it that it can't meet. Or maybe it just can't meet. Galicia is beautiful, and Spain overall is full of opportunities. Well, yes, that's true too, but no place is perfect. They all have their good things and their bad things, and that's going to depend on you. If you come expecting a movie like or dream life, as many show on social media or television series, like Emily in Paris, living the perfect life in Paris, that's not real. I won't go to Paris to live like Emily in Paris because I can't. It's not gonna be that way. I'm gonna struggle. First, I don't speak French, and Emily never did either. I don't get how she became so successful. It seems unrealistic. This is just an example, okay? And we pay rent downtown. She's sharing an apartment with a friend. She had a dream job and gained followers with every photo she posted. That's not real. The worst part is sometimes you believe it could really happen. And of course, when you idealize things and see that they don't turn out the way you want, most likely you'll end up frustrated and want to leave that place. Maybe that's what happened to Chelena, the girl who wrote to me. I'm mentioning this often because it really affected me. And on Monday, she sent me several voice messages. She went to Sevilla and said, I only went to Coruña for you. In the end, I didn't like it, and I'm not sure why. And I was like, I have to make a video about this, because it can't be that so many people come. There are many who do very well, but there are others who don't, because like I said, every life is different. You have to come with an open mind, be realistic, and be very willing to work at whatever comes up, honestly. For example, this girl asked me, is rent expensive in Coruña? Yes, it's very expensive. They said they'd freeze prices to stop rents from rising since rents were increasing a lot. Because I think they told me that a lot of people were coming, I don't know, English people, from more Nordic countries who have money and work remotely, so they choose to come here. Because for them it's cheaper, the weather is nicer, it's better. And so, of course, prices are going up a lot because of that, because those people have greater purchasing power. They told me that, but I don't know if it's true. Is it boring? It's not boring. There are many activities, and whether it's boring depends on your interests. For example, I don't like parties or wild events. What here? In the winter months, when it rains a lot, yes, it's a little boring. There aren't as many activities, there aren't things to do. Here, it's a little more fun. In summer, music festivals begin, more parties happen, and verbenas, the village festivals, take place. If that's what you like, then you have to wait. In summer, San Juan has more options, but in winter, things freeze and the situation cools down. And honestly, there's not much to do here in Galicia. I think the fun is more in nature, in taking walks, in visiting little towns. Like, it's more of a calm kind of fun, like a lighthouse route and that kind of thing. It's not Madrid, it's not Barcelona, where you'll have plans every day and thousands of things to do. The truth is, it's different here, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Personally, I love living here. I love the peace and quiet here. I'm a very calm person. That's it. Getting to know towns, getting to know, I don't know, going out there into the mountains, nature, that's what I like. I prefer that over a party. Now, is all this worth it or not? In the end, is it worth emigrating to Spain or to Galicia in general? Spain has many places. Maybe you'll do better in Andalusia, Catalonia, or Murcia. It doesn't have to be here. Just because you watch my videos, never idealize a place, but it's worth it. For me, it has been 100% worth it. Honestly, I wouldn't change my mind. Everything here, even living here in a boring little town and all that. Well, yes, honestly, I love it. I always say this in my videos, sharing my own experiences and preferences. I'm very happy here and will always share my truth with love and respect. I made this video for you. So, everyone finds their own place and it's not the same as anyone else's, you know? People find or choose their place in various parts of the world. Even, I don't know, maybe the best of you, what you always need to have is your feet on the ground. Don't idealize. An open mind and an open heart as well, so you can fall in love with the simple and plain things and with life itself. Today is sunny. That's it for today's video, just a quick improvised one at home. Because honestly, it was something that happened yesterday, that conversation, and I said I have to make a video about this no matter what, and share my opinion with you, what I think, and help you as well. So you can find your place too without idealizing any place, especially not Galicia. And come here just because I say so, and then I end up feeling bad because maybe you don't like it that much. I can't have that responsibility in my life. Sending a big kiss, please subscribe, like, and support, it really helps. On this channel, let me know in the comments below what you think. Have you had a similar experience? You went somewhere, disliked it, felt disappointed, and later found your place elsewhere at a different time. Sending a big kiss, subscribe, like, and see you next Sunday for a new video. Bye!